Welcome everyone back to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Rando Marathon. We are coming in for a Crystalis race, which got a lot of donations, and there's another one coming up later, just in case you guys want to donate to that as well. If you're just tuning in with us or want to hear it again, we are here in support of the South Carolina Firefighters Burnt Children's Fund, a charity helping kids that have suffered burns, their pediatric care, helping their families with the recovery process, getting kids back to feeling like kids, which is such an important thing for them. We're going to be here all weekend doing this. All money raised for the charity goes directly to the charity. There's a lot of great stuff that you can do. Obviously, you can donate for the various runs that are going on. We've got incentives coming up, including the Final Fantasy V Career Day. Force another tile on the runners. We have 10 tiles forced so far. It's just $5 per tile to force another. We have the Final Fantasy I randomizer race 4v4 USA versus Canada coming up in a bit. Required promo is sitting at 0 of $100. And then there's a bid war going on between Ban the Black Mage versus Ban the Black Mage and Require the White Mage. Right now, Ban the Black Mage is in the lead by $10 with $45. And then, as I noted, the Crystalis Rando coming up a little bit later with the Veterans Race. This is our newbies race right here. The Veterans Race has a favorite sword bid war going on as well. That one could be easily sniped. $5 for red, $5 for green, $10 for blue, $55 for lightning. Lightning sounds boring. Let's get a different sword. But with that, I have done my spiel. I'm going to kick it on over to Mashima and Code Gorilla, and I'm going to let them do the talking. So, guys, take it away.
Thank you so much, Dark Moon. Hello, everyone. I am Code Gorilla. I'm joined here by Mashima, and we are here to do comms for the Upstarts Crystalis randomizer race. Mashima, you want to talk about this flag set while I drop the gate?
Yeah. So this is a pretty standard not map scramble, but everything else scramble. So they're gonna have to find stuff. The quest turn-ins are gonna be scrambled. We also had some donation incentives to release the robots from Tower and to make every chest in the game a mimic chest. This includes bosses. So when you defeat a boss, it drops a mimic on your head, and you have to kill that mimic, otherwise the boss doesn't count as defeated. So this should be a fun time. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
hope the
definitely looking
audio
forward to this.
is coming through. Yes. This is my special surprise. So one of our programmers, Boy, put in a bunch of work, and he got the Game Boy Color version of the audio working on the NES. So we have upgraded their audio so they get to listen to all the Game Boy Color tracks instead of the standard NES tracks.
Upgraded.
Upgraded.
Honestly, I've played with the GBC audio a little bit, and it's not that bad.
They definitely got a couple bangers. I would kind of like to do a mix between the two, because there's a couple of tracks in the NES that I'd like to drop, and definitely some of the tracks I'd like to bring in from the Game Boy Color to replace them to make a really, really good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. In any case, we are off to the races here. Both of our runners have picked up their starting items and their starting sword, and are checking out GBC Cave. This is one of the few good additions from the Game Boy Color version of the game. Basically, it's a cave that's added into the randomizer to help open up the world a little bit at the beginning of the game. There's 2 chests in here, and then there's 2 exits that go to 2 other random parts of the world. With the idea being that otherwise the start of the game gets to be really linear. So this helps broaden the options of the early game a little bit.
Yeah, and Arkham will talk about the Game Boy Color version of the game. Whenever you pick up a sword, it does this terrible, terrible voiceover audio for it, which for Water Sword sounds like horde of otters. I would honestly not put it past J-Ro to be trying to figure out how to get that into the NES game. He is an amazing programmer and quite the goober, and we love him so very much. And I would gladly showcase that if he ever got it to work. You would never. No, of course you wouldn't.
All right, looks like we have a little bit of a divergence here. GBC Cave offered us a key, the ancient key. We do have unidentified key items on, so key items are not necessarily going to be what they normally are. So on Ciri's side, we see her going to Zebu's cave to talk to Zebu and trigger the windmill guard, or the sleeping windmill guard, whereas Sigil is just going straight to the windmill to use that key and head into Sealed Cave. I missed if they actually got Flute early on. It doesn't look like they did, because Ceres is not going to actually talk to the guard at all.
Nah, it looked like Sirius just wanted to get that triggered and to double check the wall in Zebu, just for reference for later.
Did I see correctly that the wall was in fact a water wall, so they could have broken it?
It looked like it was wind to me.
Oh, okay. I just missaw then.
Maybe chat will correct us. It'll be thunder and we'll both be wrong.
Alright, Dio's Pendant is not the worst accessory to get early on. I like using it. Of course, it is very dependent on having anything to spend MP on, which currently our runners do not have, so you can see no one's bothered to even equip it yet.
Yeah, if you can get a worthwhile spell, it is a really good early pickup. I had a seed last night, I ended up with Teleport, and like, it was a godsend throwing on Dios, so I would never have to hit the end, because it was constantly having me teleport everywhere.
And you can see we have randomized walls on in this flag set as well, and the walls in Sealed Cave here are in fact weak to Sword of Water, so we will be able to get all the way through Sealed Cave and get out to the other side to Cordell Plains, which means the wall behind Zebu is kind of irrelevant at this point. Oh hey! It's me! I'm in this seed. Well, there you go. Yeah, one of our, that's one of our statues for the game.
Puzzle solved. Yeah, so what Just Chris is joking about is we have a fun thing in the community that Mr. Code Gorilla here came up with called Puzzle Seeds. Every month he releases a different puzzle seed. And these are very fun. You can get into them even if you don't speedrun, because it's just a logic puzzle based upon glitches and things in the game. And you win the puzzle when you find the Code Gorilla trophy. That indicates that you've figured out what the complicated thing was. So now whenever we see that, we're like, oh, the puzzle's solved.
Puzzle solved, game over, we're done. Of course, our runners are still moving on. It looks like that Code Gorilla trophy was in fact broken this time, and turned into a pair of boots somehow. I feel like making a pair of boots out of a broken statue does not sound like a recipe for success. That said, these rabbit boots are a recipe for success. Rabbit boots are a very handy accessory to have early on. It lets you charge your charge shots while walking, which is really handy to have, and also gives you a jump if you don't have any spells equipped, which obviously we don't yet. So you can use that to dodge around things or cross spikes at times. Both of our runners into the first boss here, Vampire, or Captain Telefrag as he's sometimes known.
Good old Captain Telefrag.
Looks like he's being a little kind on the Telefrags today, although the bats are giving Ceres the business here, but looks like both runners are through. Just gotta make sure you don't die to the bats after the boss is dead. Which I'm pretty sure has happened to me at least once.
Or just got bit by the mimic.
Well, it's unfortunate it's not that big of a deal. So one of the features of this game is whenever you reload from a checkpoint, you clear all your status effects. So Ceres could, right here, just reset like that, and boom, poison gone. Problem solved. Right. Looks like we've got Psycho Armor in the Cordell Grass, which is, again, a very good piece of equipment. One of the better armors in the game. In addition to just having a really high defense value, it gives you hit point regen as long as you're standing still. So both runners kind of just exploring the area for the moment.
Little flyer on series. That is a... That's not a bomber bird, that's a regular bird, I believe. The bomber bird paralyzed bug is a terrible, terrible combination.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of route divergence for what little they can do. Suri's checking out Amazon while Sigil is checking out Mount Saber West. Mount Saber West is probably the better call because it gave rabbit boots, and a lot of times that indicates that you can go up this ramp that he's having a little bit of trouble with. There
Mostly because of all the enemies there, trying to avoid all of them while still getting up the slope. And it's not just about, you know, wanting to avoid damage, although that's important too, but getting hit by the enemies will just kill your momentum in a way that means you can't actually get up the slope. And it turns out it's all irrelevant because Saber West has wind walls, so we can't even do anything there.
Did Cerise check Saber West?
I don't believe she did.
She's just moving on. Not a bad call.
Checking out the other entrance of GBC Cave here, which leads to Lime Valley.
Thankfully not to Bryn. I've made that mistake before.
Yeah.
Go to all the trouble to check out a new area to end up right where you were.
So since we've got sort of water, we can check out these various caves. Looks like Ceres is just gonna make the bridge here for now and then come back later, which makes sense. The thing is, when you're exploring this area, you usually want to go to Portoa first thing to hit the warp trigger, so that when you get to if you get to the end of Crystal Plant Cave or Fog Lamp Cave, you're gonna want to warp out, and the easiest thing to do is to warp back to Portoa, but you have to go to Portoa first. Alright. We know the fisherman is looking for a statue. One of the things we have randomized here is trade-ins, so different NPCs are looking for different items than they normally would.
I've been playing way too much WH. Every time they walk in, like Portoa Castle, I was like, what's Portoa Castle gonna be? Oh, it's Portoa Castle.
Alright. Looks like our flute is not the shell flute. Right? We don't have Vanilla Dolphin on these flags, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No one has to suffer Vanilla Dolphin at all today. That beast has been put to rest for the moment.
Alright, Ceres opting to actually get a little bit of cash out of that Fruit of Lime instead of making jam, which I can respect. Chris pointing out in the chat that the I can't speak. The flute that Ceres has is the alarm flute, which Sigil just used to get another flute, so which must be the shell flute, because that is updated text from the fisherman's daughter that told us the exact name of the item. So we're looking for the Tornell statue for that, to be able to use the boat.
Okay, I didn't know they would do that without Vanilla Dolphin. That's an interesting thing to learn.
Apparently the whoopee cushion is our shell flute. I forgot that that was one of the flute names we could have. Unidentified key items is an absolute hoot, and I love it, and I want to play with it every chance I get.
Community names are also wonderful. They, yeah. Our devs have a wonderful sense of humor.
Alright. Just an iron necklace in the channel. It's an okay equipment, one of the weaker accessories. All it does is boost your defense against enemy collisions. Which, you know, it's better than nothing. There's a few cases where it comes up against certain bosses, but I think in most cases you'd rather just wear the rabbit boots the entire time.
Dragon Lady's probably onto something at this point. You got Rabbit Boots, you have Change, you have Dolphin. It's definitely a fake flight time. That's where my mind would be going in here. For fake flight, open the world.
Yeah. And you can see Sigil attempting to do fake flight. Fake flight is a tricky glitch to pull off. There we go. Good job, Sigil. Even top runners, veteran runners that have been running this for years, struggle with that sometimes. Yeah, that definitely was a quick fake flight from Sigil, so good job there. Looks like Ceres is going to go up to the shrine to do it. You do need to take your spell off because you need to be able to jump.
You guys okay with me jumping in for a quick donation?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Clementitas coming in with $50, saying, I know we're supposed to go fast, but why not make the FFR seed just a tiny bit longer? Here's $50 to go towards the required promo incentive. That is half of the required $100 for that to unlock that. And also, Clementitas did mention in the Discord for FFR that he's hoping someone else will match him on that donation. So, let's try and get that one going, guys. Back to you.
Excellent. So you can see both of our runners have just run straight through the Swan Gate, freeing the guards from their guard posts along the way. So, and we're just, at this point, we're just going to do a whirlwind tour of this area and hit all of the different town checkpoints. You've got, you come from Swan, you go to Goa, you just pop your head in real quick, and then you see both runners heading straight to Chiron to get that warp point as well. Since you have everything you need to get in there. So at this point, the world is your oyster, at least as far as walls will allow. We're gonna have to start looking at some walls and seeing, okay, what can we actually access with the Sword of Water? Because you have access to basically every cave in the game, except for the, hard locked flight stuff. So... And I guess we don't have access to Saber North yet? Because we have telepathy, but not teleport or flight. I guess Rabbit Skip's on, so we don't need telepathy. So we just need teleport or flight to get into Saber North.
And in a rare moment where I can prove just wrong, because I like the Lord something over him since I cannot win a tournament. Mr. Two-time champion here. Anyway, fake flight is one of the few bugs that isn't patched out when you turn it off. It can still be done, it just removes it from logic. The reason is, it works because the way the geometry is with the dolphin when you're jumping, it puts you in a very weird state for it to suddenly decide that you must be using flight. And that state, from what I've heard, they would, in order to stop it from happening, they would have to really mess with all the geometry in the sea. So... Oh, okay. Lies. Mr. Just Chris. And him and his, it's never Portoa Cave. Yeah, so in a tournament, he tells everyone that it's never Portoa Cave, don't go to it. And then in one of the races, he goes to the Portoa Caves, first thing, gets all of the key items there, and crushes the race. Don't listen to his lies. Don't listen to his lies.
Alright, we are checking out Mount Hydra here. We cannot break the walls here. It's another wind wall. But we're going to get the free items that we can get. If this room doesn't just murder us... okay, a key. Key is actually a little unfortunate here because, honestly, with everything that's going on, you'd like to teleport out. But a key means you want to go check to see if that is the key to Stixie. But yeah, with that poison, Ceres just opts to teleport out, and we'll have to come back for the key.
I hate the 50-50 Stixie key. It's a long enough walk to get up there to check it that you're just like, I really don't want to go, but...
I agree. The only thing that made a difference here is you found the key on Mount Hydra. So, from there, it's not that long of a walk.
Yeah.
And I imagine if Ceres hadn't been poisoned and at risk of dying, she would have just gone to check the key right then.
No, MPI. It is key to Stixie. There is no Styx in this game. There is only Stixie.
So we got Barrier in Oasis Cave here. Now Barrier is... I'm going to double check the flag set before I say something that's false. Yeah, Barrier is logically guaranteed to get through the shooter statues. So me personally, I would be thinking about, oh, do they want me to go into Goa?
Which really sucks with the low swords.
Yeah, you've got one sword, and...
Game
Okay,
wants
Goa
me to
is
bot
shuffled.
rush with no upgrades and a sword.
Goa is shuffled, so there's a chance that the first floor just has a bunch of checks in it that you need or want. Alright. We cannot break this power ring basement wall, so... Wasn't really anything in here other than that barrier, so...
Oh, Turdsman, a man after my own heart. Sabra 2! Sabra 2! Sabra 2!
For anyone not familiar with Crystalis, Sabera is generally considered to be either the worst or the second worst boss. It's the worst from a racing perspective because she's just so tanky, and fighting her with a level 1 sword takes forever. I think Motto 2 is harder, is a more difficult boss.
Yeah, that's correct. I would say Motto 2's the hardest boss. Sabro 2 is the worst boss.
Yeah.
You could do it, you just don't want to.
Alright. Good news for our runners, we can't actually go into Goa yet. The front door is not openable by water. Which means Ceres is thinking, well, crap, it probably is this key then, because barrier and gets us into Stixie. I guess that's probably another reason to have warped out earlier, is if you don't have the healing items to deal with the poison and brute forcing your way through the bullet gates in the front of Stixie, then there's no point in going to check the key.
Yeah.
But now we're running out of other things to do.
Signs point pretty well to Stixie.
There are still all the Portoa caves, which Sigil is in Waterfall Cave. But yeah, I agree, the logic seems to be pointing to Stixie. And sure enough, we're in.
Yes.
Re-equip your spell.
Quick plug for a veteran race later today. We have a setting for them called Tink Mode, where any enemies that are normally immune to an element, now they can be tinked for that element for 1 point of damage. This puts everything in logic, so they can fight these horrific bosses doing 1 point of damage at a time.
And we're talking bosses that have, Motto usually has 150 to 200 hit points. Sabera will have 230 to 300 hit points. Like, it's depending on when you get them in the seed. We haven't talked about scaling for anyone unfamiliar with Crystalis Randomizer. If you look in their stats at the bottom, you see a DL14 or DL13 on Sigil's side. That is difficulty level, or what we commonly refer to in the community as scaling. And the idea is all enemies in the game have all of their stats scaled, attack, defense, experience given, money given, based on that DL. And it goes up by 1 every time you get a unique item. So, any accessory, any spell, any sword, those sorts of things. So, as you get more stuff, you go up in level, but the game also gets harder. So, that's kind of how we balance it, so that you aren't just dealing with endgame level stat enemies right off the bat. Sigil is finding more
Sword
wind
of
walls.
Thunder! It was Vanilla Spot in Stixie.
Alright. And we've got Evil Spirit Island.
Nice.
Zombie Town here.
That cuts down on some of the searching. Is this even randomized? And yeah, turrets been ring up. It's nice having the scaling right there on the main screen to look at. I believe the main difficulty scales every 4. So I know
Yeah.
I think it's just Chris that says he does this every now and then. He'll check the DL for like how hard the next boss is. And you can get, it becomes easier to gauge like how well I can take them. Do I want to do more checks before I head for a boss? It is neat to be able to have that as a part of your game plan.
So I would say Series is definitely ahead here. I think Sigil has been putting off Upper Mount Hydra because it's only one check, so it makes sense. But unfortunately, that's where Key to Stixie is, and Key to Stixie gets you to the Sword of Thunder, and Sword of Thunder is what lets you get through ESI here because it has Thunder Walls. Sigil is going to walk in the front and find out he can't actually do anything here with just Sword of Water.
Robot's giving him the business too.
Yeah, that
This
is a bad spot for that robot.
This is what you guys paid for. Robots have escaped the tower. Oh god, 2 of them.
Now
What
there's 2 of them.
apocalypse.
That can't be good. This is getting out of
sorry.
hand.
Lore in this game. Robot apocalypse already happened. It's the second robot apocalypse.
No, and Sigil got paralyzed before actually being able to see the wall, which means he's gonna try to come back at some point later and still not be able to do anything.
Okay for me to jump in for a couple quick notes?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Just want to remind everyone that we're doing this in support of the South Carolina Firefighters Burn Children's Fund, a charity set up to help kids that have suffered burns, their pediatric care, help their families with the care and recovery process for the kids, and to help kids get back to being kids themselves. Very important charity. Great work that they're doing in the South Carolina region. Not just South Carolina itself, but they've been extending out to North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, all the surrounding areas, just to help get kids in and help them heal from these things that they have suffered. We've got some incentives coming up, but let's touch upon the fact that the Crystalis Rando has 2 races in here today. We're watching the newbies one right now. We got the veterans coming up in just a little bit. Fave sword for that sitting at $55 for lightning and a lot less for everything else, but you know, you could be a good Umaro and bring in some more money for that. Help out the cause right there. Also of note, right now we are just a little over 500 shy of breaking the summer 2023 record. That's 5,100 and something. If you guys came in with that, do that during the day, that would be pretty awesome and help out all those kids. Back to you guys.
Okay, so while we were going over that, Series dealt with Vampire 2 and is going through Severa's Fortress here. We're going to get to the end of this and only have a 50-50 chance of being able to defeat the boss, but at least we can get the other 3 checks here. Sigil getting the bad news about...
I think we got an uh-oh moment for Sigil, because he was staring really hard at the teleport screen, and that usually means you think you finished all your checks, and now you're running back through everything in your mind. I hope he realizes he hasn't been up Mount Hydra yet.
Yeah. We'll see. I will say one thing that's helping Sigil out a little bit here is I had picked up earlier, he sold the Sacred Shield that they found, and so you can see he has quite a bit more money than Series does, which is going to fund a bunch of Warp Boots, which is good. Or actually, it seems like it may have funded a bunch of medical herbs, and we're going to do a hell run. It's out of logic, but hey, it's something to do.
Yeah, he's... Okay. Yeah, he clearly doesn't know what the next step is. This is a play I'll do too. If I have no idea where the heck I should be going, just start doing out of logic things, and hope that I can skip a step. I have won races this way just because I've lucked out and found out that I did actually skip a step and everything is fine. But it can be problematic.
Yeah. It's worth noting that if you don't have if your glitches are in logic or disabled, it's hard to do too many things out of logic. Logic can be somewhat strict at times, but forcing your way through the swamp without hazmat suit is definitely one of the things you can do out of logic. Or like forcing your way through bullet gates with barrier, without barrier is another way you could do it.
CRT to calm the sea. Just Chris letting us know the hint. What we got?
Well, it was CRT to fix the broken statue, which we
yeah.
saw at the beginning of the game.
Nope.
Yeah, that hint from the child in Clark's house is for fixing the statue, and we saw that earlier on at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, it's the people outside that let you know what you need to calm the sea. Oh.
Okay. Sigil
Teleport?
is making progress here, because Teleport gets you access to Saber North, in addition to just being useful in general.
Yeah, that teleport does cut down on a lot. Because you hit up the shop so much for work boots. Warlock. Seriously.
Yeah, these wide enemies on these narrow paths with the rivers are always a pain to deal with.
At least she has Sacred Shield, right?
Yeah. She
God,
did
I
not
hate-
sell hers.
I hate seeing them, and then you don't have anything. You're just hoping, please don't curse me, please don't curse me, please don't curse me. Teleport,
Sigil.
teleport, Sigil, teleport, just teleport. Teleport, friend. You don't have to hoof it.
I think
I
Sigil
appreciate
perhaps
dedication.
does not know that you can teleport with the child.
I think he'll get there. Oh, spider. No, the spider! Oh, been there.
Oh, Sigil thought he had one more medical herb than he actually did.
Red.
Alright, Ceres making her way through Sabera's floor, and probably hoping to lose the coin flip on this upcoming boss. Because both of your swords are level 1 at the moment, so... Yeah, fighting Sabera 2 with a level 1 sword is not anyone's idea of a good time. And no, like, Warrior Ring or Power Ring to speed it up either.
Now I've added the seed, but I honestly don't remember if I did this to them. I feel real bad if I did. I remember off a lot of these were just, yeah, this is fine. And then putting it in the it's okay pile.
Well,
And I am very masochistic and play full wham often.
yeah. Same.
So maybe my view of what is valid. Yep. I'm sorry. So sorry.
There we go. Yeah, it looks like Rabbit Boots and Barrier is going to be the loadout for this fight, which makes sense. Alright, Sigil has successfully rescued the child.
4 damage a shot, not bad.
Statue of Liberty.
Wonder if that'll calm the sea.
Could be Calm the Sea, could be Rescue, or it could be Boat Guy. Not likely to do a whole lot, though.
Thirdsman, have you been losing a lot of races to them? You seem incredibly pleased about them having to do a level 1 Sabra fight.
Honestly, it seems like this Sacred Shield is doing a lot of work here. It doesn't seem like Ceres is taking that much damage from these attacks, so it's just going to be a tedious fight.
Nope, level 7's a good level. Got a shield.
Yeah.
4 damage.
And you got
pop.
barrier.
Yep.
Well, you're almost out of MP. You could... no, I think I would probably stick with the Rabbit Boots here, too. You could make an argument for switching over to Dios so you have more barrier MP, but... I think you just start to get good and dodge.
Sure, I believe you that you were totally cheering on Sigil and not cheering for Cerese's suffering.
Alright, so Sigil is still wildly out of logic, but is making progress. We'll see if... Now, it depends on whether or not Sword of Water actually does anything on Saber North here, to see how useful this actually is.
Next screen. Ouch. Stupid slime.
And the wombo combo of these two flail guys guarding the corner. Awesome.
I'm
Alright.
so happy that poison does not stack at the moment. I am very scared that one of our devs will make poison stack at some time.
Alright, Sigil is doing the pause menu thinks, which makes me think that the walls were not in fact weak to water. I believe...
Time for Motto's Mimic Emporium.
Okay, Sigil might be on the right track here, in terms of going up Mount Hydra. Yeah, I think Sigil's on the right path now.
Okay. So this is bad for him, but he does have teleport, and he does have access to Saber North already, which means he can just teleport straight to Saber North once he gets things going.
Yeah.
So he might be recoverable still.
Yeah. Ceres did just pick up the Sword of Fire. And it looked like a flute. That must be our Flute of Lime. We know the clarinet is the insect flute, and we've used the shell and the alarm flute, so...
Is it?
Process of elimination.
I actually don't know what keyboard is. Is it an instrument or is it a key?
I'm pretty sure it's an instrument. We'll have to wait for Ceres to pause.
No, it's a key.
Oh, that's a key.
Yep.
Wait. Or was
Those
that...
are funny.
Yeah, because they still have alarm flute. Okay. Actually, honestly, knowing Steve, it might be both.
Yes.
Okay, we have 3 swords, but we still can't kill Carmine, so Carmine is weak to wind.
Got time for a quick donation?
Hit us.
Always.
It begins. Just Chris coming in with $50 saying, please put this towards the green sword for tonight's Crystalis race. I should probably get to practicing. So that actually does tie up green with lightning. Each of those are sitting at $55, and then we've got $5 for red and $10 for blue. So keep those donations in just to see what sword actually wins this. Back to you guys.
You hear that? You hear that, chat? Just Chris is trying to get out of this fun that we put our newbies through. You gonna let that happen?
good news for Ceres. The Mono 2 is weak to the sword and orb, importantly, that we just got in Carmine's basement. So we get to do this fight with a level 2 sword. Big improvement. Especially level 2 fire, I think, is my favorite level 2 sword. Alright, nice clean Moto fight.
So to answer your question, Dragon Lady, yes, it was vetted. I vetted 4 seeds for this, and I let you guys decide on which seed you wanted to give them. So this way, I was hoping I wouldn't be lynched afterwards, because I didn't give them the horrific dumpster fire seed. I just found it. You guys decided to give them the horrific dumpster fire seed. You totally could have let Sigil have his fire sword.
I will say for the vet seeds, I mean, you're definitely to blame for putting Tink mode in the flag set for the vet seeds. You're not escaping blame for that.
I played through those seeds. So, when we get to the vet seeds, I want you guys to remember that I played through them too. And I totally beat time estimate on all of them.
Ooh, okay. Ceres just found Flight in Goa, so it does look like Goa had all the answers. Meanwhile, Sigil has just picked up their Sword of Thunder and is starting to make progress on everything else. He doesn't really know it, but at this point he probably could just skip straight to Goa. I don't think we found anything relevant in either ESI or Sabera's Fortress or Clark in terms of making Goa easier, so...
Sabera is a boss, though, so we have story mode on. All the bosses gotta go. All the swords gotta be found. So, still good.
True. Yeah, and Sabera 1 was defeatable with, I think it was Sword of Thunder.
Oh, and Cornell asking, so for tonight, for some minor spoilers for everybody, so you know exactly what you're bidding for, the ranking of dumpster fire seeds. Sword of Water, this is in my opinion, and you have to remember my opinion is skewed because I'm a terrible masochist that turns on all the horrific settings to punish himself for some reason. So in my opinion, dumpster fire, the biggest dumpster fire seed is the Sword of Water, blue sword. The next one is Sword of Thunder, lightning sword. Then it is Sword of Wind. And then Sword of Fire was actually almost pleasant. So if you care about these people and their sanity, start putting money towards Sword of Fire. If you want to see grown men cry, put it towards Sword of Water.
Alright, Ceres has made it past Kelbesk 2.
Let me correct this. If you want to see grown adults cry. Cry, weep like children.
Well, I might weep tears of joy getting to watch it. We'll have the same comm team for tonight's race as well, so if you're enjoying these comms, definitely check that out. It'll be me and Mashima again.
The dream team. Who
Something
can't
like
ever
that.
seem to win a tournament. We come so close.
Alright. We are getting through... we've made it all the way through Goa. We have flight now, so we can, while we're here, check out... get the last 2 checks in Oasis Cave. Last 3 checks, because we left the one behind the wall again. I guess there's technically a 25% chance we can't get that very last one, because It could be a wind weak wall. It seems like there are a lot of them in this seed, but that sort of wind's got to be somewhere. And we haven't seen a single bow yet. For the end of the game, we need all 3 bows, bow of sun, bow of moon, bow of truth, in addition to getting all the swords and beating all the bosses. So having no bows at this point is a little interesting.
You got something for us, Darkmoon?
Yes, I was just going to ask if it was okay. We've got $25 coming in from Captain Hurlock saying, please put this towards Lightning Sword for tonight's Crystalis race, because just Chris doesn't want it.
That's the best reason of all.
Alright, so as we were reading out a donation, Ceres did in fact find her first bow, the bow of water. Who knows which bow that actually is, but honestly it's not relevant until we have at least 2. So, what's interesting is we found teleport out of logic on Sigil's side. And logically, it's behind Hazmat Suit, which we haven't seen anywhere yet.
Nope.
It could be that is still like a big advantage on Sigil's side in terms of maybe you just don't need to find Hazmat at this point.
Ooh, Death to Sabra. Sigil having a little bit of trouble with this boss.
Coming in at higher scaling and maybe lower level than when Ceres did it.
Yeah, it is. He's way up on scaling, and yeah, it's a big damage difference.
So coming in with not a lot of MP for barrier, which would help. There's probably an argument to be made for putting on Dio's Pendant and just using barrier. But then you can also take this backup plan that Sigil's doing, which is just get good and dodge. It seems to be going well this time. Sabera's projectiles, I will say, Sabera's projectiles are one of the more dodgeable projectiles because they're much more predictable. Okay.
Yeah, the thing that gets me with her sometimes is she can suddenly become aggressive, like even more aggressive than Kelbesk, and just full on fly at you. And she's so much faster and so much more unpredictable because she comes from off screen. That when she wants you dead, you can just be dead.
Yeah.
And that bothers me to no end when she decides to do that.
Okay, it's a Carmine figurine to calm the ocean, by the way. So that Statue of Liberty is a trade-in.
That is
Either the boat guy or Tag Kensu, I think is this point.
Cerise says flame bracelet. Oh, that is such a tease to have the flame bracelet and know you can't use it in tower.
Yes, part of the big goal was starting sword, but it's also ending sword for this race.
Yep. So that wonderful bracelet that makes tower trivial is useless.
Oh, okay. Right, I forgot. We got the key to prison in Goa, so teleport is not actually relevant logically, and Ceres is just going to be able to walk in here. And yeah, okay. So much for that advantage Sigil could have had.
I mean, it still gets around easier.
Yeah.
But it's looking grim.
Yeah, so no advantage when it comes to logic. Depends on how long we have to go without teleport if we're sticking to logic, though. Alright, we've got another boss down on Ceres' side. Think that leaves just Motto 1 and Carmine for Ceres. Motto 1 just because we haven't been back to Chiron yet.
I had forgotten Carmine. Let's find out if Cerise has.
Oof. Unfortunately low on health after coming out of that Kelbesk fight, and pops an opal on a slime. Not what you want to see. But hey, better to pop an opal than to just die and have to redo the boss fight. Did Ceres go
Another
back
bow.
in and get the item at the summit?
Prison? No.
Huh. Well, hopefully that's not
another.
important. Oh yeah,
That's another
I've
easily forgettable one,
100% forgotten that one before in a race.
and it's been critical.
Yeah.
And it's the best when everyone finished 30 minutes ago, and you're like, "What have I missed? I've 100%ed everything. How did they finish so quickly?"
Yeah, no, that's 100% what happened to me in that race, and it was just like, oh, the last bow was at Mount Saber Summit.
Catch-up time for Sigil. He's finally getting into Goa. Okay, he's gonna go for Mono 1.
We'll see if Motto is weak to one of these two swords. And if this is
I
doable.
think he might be fire.
It does not appear he's weak to either thunder or water, so we are resetting and going back into Goa.
He resets, Dom. You're alive again. You're just napping. That's all. Yeah, everyone's fine in Chiron. It's just nap time. That's all. They are very big on their nap time there. No one was hurt in the making of this game. Everybody's fine. It's just nap time.
Right.
Stom likes to be overly dramatic.
Oh, you know what's interesting? The Sigil getting back here reminded me of this. Ceres could break this wall earlier. Sigil can't break it now, because you have the same two swords. There could be something important there. It'd be really funny if, like, Sword of Wind was there.
This is also the fun of vetting seeds a long-ass time ago and then doing a ton of seeds in between. I don't remember how cruel I was.
Narcolepsy Town is a good name. Like, I wanna PR that for renamed nouns, community names. I don't know if we can do these.
We got time for a quick donation?
Go for it.
Always.
Fiery Blizzard coming in with $50. Might as well add 10 more squares that need to be completed. That's for the Final Fantasy V Career Day Bingo that they're doing. And at this point, they're at 20 of 25. If you want to see a full blackout, it's $5 a tile, just $25 to finish that off. Back to you guys.
Come on, guys. Blackout, blackout, blackout. Make them do all the things. That's what we're here for.
Okay, but where do I donate for blackout mode? Where they have to do everything blind.
They were saying that the board that I rolled up for them is particularly terrible, so make them do the terrible things.
Oh, good.
Yeah, come on, people. Don't give them choices.
Alright, looks like Ceres is starting to check the Portoa side caves and getting the news that they're all windlocked, I think. I admittedly did not pay too close attention when Sigil was going through these, but I remember that Waterfall Cave was, and I think Chrysoplant Cave was as well. I'm not sure about Foglamp.
Where, oh where could that sort of wind be? I think I remember. And
Oh boy.
this is on you, chat. I swear. This is on you. You picked this seed. You could have picked the nice one, but you picked this one.
Someone's in denial. Alright, speaking of Dumpster Fire Seed, Sigil has made it to the level 1 Severa fight. I missed we actually got anything important from Rage. It doesn't look like it. Gotta make some space to buy warp boots. Every one of these shopping trips that Ceres ends up doing is time that Sigil is getting back by virtue of having teleport. But I think there's going to need to be a lot of them for Sigil to catch up. So we'll see. It's not impossible.
Yeah, best case if he didn't manage to jump the shark in logic, if he had gotten speed boots with teleport. That is such a huge time gain. We've seen enormous swings off that before.
Okay. Alright, it looks like, nothing doing from Asina and the injured dolphin. Warrior Ring is on the ocean. So if we have the, I believe it's the Carmine figurine that we need, although I don't know if Cerise knows that.
Okay, yep. I know where
does.
Sword of Wind is. Looking at the inventory, I know exactly where Sword of Wind is.
Oh boy.
Based on the inventory, do you know where Sword of Wind is?
There's not that many places left. If I'm right, and all the Portoa side kids are win-locked, like... Going... Oh, I know where it is. That's mean.
Yes! Yes, it is. I am
Let's not spoil it for chat.
I am remembering the seed now. I remember...
In any case, Warrior Ring, that's a pretty good pickup. Happy to have that. Looks like Ceres is going to climb
really good
Mount Hydra and do the other half of Styxy now. And I still don't know if Ceres has been back to try Moto 1 with the swords that she has. She must have triggered the massacre on the way in to Goa. Because you had to have Sword of Thunder to get into Goa. But I don't know if she's been back to Chiron. Alright. Add another one to the counter for J-Ro's wins. Anytime a Mimic gets stuck in a wall, J-Ro cries a tear of happiness somewhere. That is one of the things that can happen with Oops All Mimics. Especially tends to happen later in the game. There's that hazmat suit.
Who got a boss mimic in a wall? I know someone did. I was dying laughing when when I heard that happened.
I feel like I've had that happen to me before. I know I've definitely had, against Moto 1, get bit by the Mimic and knocked out the door and have to redo the boss fight as a result.
Oh yeah, the Moto 1 one is notorious, especially since a lot of times it'll leave you right on top of the Mimic, so you just have no choice.
Yeah.
Got time for another couple quick donations?
Ceres is immediately going to go use that hazmat suit, which is going to reward her with teleport.
Knows where the bow is and is in denial and doesn't want to.
We'll see.
You guys got time for a couple quick donations?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Saracen coming in with $25 says, nice black mage you have there. Would be a shame if someone could ban it and require a white mage instead. Just had my poutine today. Go Canada. And then someone named Darkmoon donates $30 saying, let's make FF5 Blackout, plus $5 to incentivize what the chat was talking about, naming the FF5 seed Umaro has a water sword.
Oh, I love that.
I have to say this event has been fantastic. It's been so much fun these past few days. So much fun right now. Like, everyone should give themselves a round of applause right now while we're watching Sigil fight a Mimic while in spikes. For this wonderful show.
Carmine's Mimic Emporium strikes again.
It's Sword of Fire!
Never feels good when you get your third sword almost an hour into the seed. Alright, Ceres is gonna go beat up a bug. Bug was weak to fire, so this ended very quickly.
Sword and tower, so you gotta use it everywhere else.
Alright. Statue of Liberty was for Akahana and Bryn Mawr, and was just a magic ring, so more garbage. Ceres doing one last stock up on Warp Boots. She doesn't know it's going to be her last one, but it's probably going to be her last one. Needs to actually go back to Oak to finish rescuing the child. I believe she just has a small child in her pocket right now. I could be wrong, though.
What time? Sigil getting the good news. He is Fire Weak.
Oh, there we go. I thought teleport was in Oak. I am mistaken. So, the warp boots used to cheese that Stomp fight are the last pair of warp boots you'll ever need. Stomp, no one actually wants to fight you once, much less 3 times.
Yes. Also, we saw Quantum going through the code. We know of your body double now. You can stop being so dramatic. We know you're hiding on an island somewhere.
Alright, Sigil has made it past Motto 2, and... Yep, one statue down. And... Wrong bow. Okay, maybe not. Oh, your save was too old, and so now you gotta go back to the Stomp fight and bail out of it again.
Oh no.
It's fine, it's not that much time lost, because you're not gonna bother flying back to the crypt now.
Tornell, are you just salty for all the walks of shame you've had to do, so now you want everybody to have to hoof it?
Just make it so casting teleport actually just wild warps you. That's probably how I would implement it. Because otherwise, like, trying to separate warp boots from teleport seems tricky.
As a masochistic player, I would be okay with that as long as we had the warp step or the wild warp step counter with it. So like you would just have to keep in your head, I'm gonna need a lot of mana because I need to go 4 steps into this.
You mean disable normal wild warping and make it so that teleport is the only way to wild warp?
That would
wow,
also
that's
make it,
really
that would make
mean.
it progressive too. I like it. I like it.
There's something interesting there, but
Yeah, no, that's definitely something to explore.
alright, Ceres now on a world tour of windlocked caves. Yeah, Fog Lamp was windlocked, Saber West was windlocked.
Well, I know where Sword of Wind is. I didn't know what bows they have, but I know where Sword of Wind is.
So the question is, where's that last bow? Alright. Clarinet on Sigil's side, yeah. Carissa Plant, windlocked. Everything, all the Portoa side caves are windlocked.
Yep.
Which means we're not going to see any of them this seed, if you are correct about where Sword of Wind is.
Yeah, I'm remembering why I called this valid, despite how cruel it was, because it cuts you off from so much world exploring. The game feels impossible because you don't have a Sword of Wind until you find the one path that gets you there.
So, maybe Series did get the item at the top of Mount Saber? I'm honestly not sure. And then the only other thing I can think of is there's still that wall back on Sabera's floor that has an item behind it. I missed if they could break the wall on Motto's floor also. Yeah, it looks like Series is going back for the item on Sabera's floor. It is thankfully the first floor with this particular shuffle, so it's not that long to get back to. It can't be on Mount Hydra, because Mount Hydra has wind walls. So, everything left on Mount Hydra is dead. Oh, Sigil, you didn't pick up the chest.
Oh, did he?
He left to set a checkpoint and didn't pick up the chest. You have to pick up the chest or the boss does not count as defeated. Alright. We're just gonna refight General Linebacker here real quick.
It's an easy fight.
Okay, the Sabera wall does not seem to have done the trick. And now Ceres is getting mauled by robots.
Right side of Stixie's been done. Cerise stuck a mimic on a wall there. So that's how I remember that it was done.
Yeah. That's where Hazmat Suit was also. I think Ceres is just now double-checking Mount Hydra stuff. It's like, what did I leave behind?
I'm pretty sure it's prison.
The thing
At
is,
this
I'm
point.
reasonably sure Ceres uses an auto-tracker, so should probably know this. But I also know that the auto-tracker doesn't handle tracking mimics well, so I don't know. Oh, Ceres also has not gone back to fight Motto, and can't! Motto is weak to wind as well, okay.
Yep.
So, at this point, it has to be you find Sword of Wind or you find the bow to get back into Crypt. Which is where we currently think the Sword of Wind is. And it looks like it's Ceres' turn to do the pause and think of, what did I leave behind somewhere?
This is good for this race. Every moment Ceres has to think about this is another moment Sigil has to catch up.
No, I think Ceres has figured it out, though.
Oh, yep. Didn't get this one. What is it? Carissa plant. Would there be a vanilla bow here? I wonder, could there possibly be a vanilla bow in this seed?
No, it's not Arillis that wants the Carissa plant, though.
Oh, is it not? Who wanted the
It's
Carissa plant?
Slime Kensu. You
Oh, that's
monster.
even better. Man, past me is a jerk.
Present you is not much better.
Aw. But I gave a selection of seeds. I offer you a chance of salvation. Just give money to charity.
And guess right which one is the salvation.
Oh, I've let you know. For the veterans. If you guys don't want to go through this, you really, really want Fire Sword. So, let's give all the money for the children. And then you don't have to suffer.
Yeah, it looks like this bow hunt into sword hunt is going to take up a large portion of the end game here.
As cruel
That's the
as
other thing is, if Sigil like clears these required bosses and then just happens to go immediately to the correct place, like if you pick up Crystal Plant from here and then immediately go back for Slime Kensu, you're in good shape, actually.
Yeah, for anyone who thinks that I've been overly cruel, I will say I did vet for things. There are a lot of seeds that just went into the dumpster fire where they belong, and they will not be allowed out of said dumpster.
Yeah, these are on the far end of allowable seeds, but
There is still criteria that they are meeting.
oh, okay.
There it is. Okay, I am wrong.
So it's not encrypt. But hey, conveniently, you're here. Let's go kill Carmine with this Sword of Wind that we just got. Okay. So where's this last bow then? Because, uh-oh, now the entire world's open. Hopefully it's just on Carmine and we're just done. Because otherwise we could have a lot of caves to explore.
Motto 1.
Oh yeah, Motto 1 would be the other thing to check.
Yep.
Anyways, Warrior Ring meant Carmine went down very quickly.
Yes. Cue the SM voice over. The last bow is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Alright, looks like Sirius is opting to go to Waterfall Cave first. This is somewhat reasonable. Like, you have the Flute of Lime, so you can check the hint here and find out if the bow is anywhere in the Portola Caves. I probably still would do Motto 1 first, but this would probably be the first place I head after beating Motto 1. A Tornell statue. We know what that's for, in theory. Oh, that's Boat Guy. The boat owner wants that statue. Alright, let's see this hint. Show me a bow. Shield ring.
That is also good because we know it's pretty garbage. There could be
at most there's a trade-in. Yeah.
And it would have to be before the shield ring.
Plus, we've seen most of the trade-ins at this point. Like, what trade-ins are actually left? Love pendants, maybe?
Yeah, at worst, you know you don't have to do the back of Foglamp.
Yeah.
Because that's guaranteed to be shield ring or a consumable.
Yeah. As long as you do Crystal Plant first. Tornado bracelet. Another bracelet you're not allowed to use. And just some money. Ooh, meanwhile, Sigil is getting absolutely demolished by a whole bunch of Tornell huggers.
And a Mimic. Oh,
and a Mimic.
Oh, they're leaving. Oh, they're coming back. He was safe for a moment.
Okay, Carmine figurine. That was for the ocean to get the Warrior Ring, which is nice to have, not required. Looks like Ceres is opting to fade the Portola side caves and hope that there just isn't a trade in there, which makes sense. There's not a lot of trade-ins left to find, so opting to ignore that is perfectly reasonable.
You know, knowing past me is a jerk, I wonder if the bow is on Sabra's floor.
Could be.
That required Sword of Wind to get to.
Was that what happened? They still couldn't break that wall? Honestly, I looked away when Ceres went to go check it, and didn't notice if they couldn't break the wall or if they broke the wall and it was just garbage back there.
From what I saw, she couldn't break it.
Okay.
Unless my memory is faulty, which we've already kind of proved, so, you know.
Alright, Sigil looks like they're all on their way to Pyramid. Might check Crypt along the way.
Stom excited someone is cosplaying as his body double.
There's Speed Boots, finally.
Hey! Something to make us go fast. Because this seed is
Just absolutely buried in this seed. That flail guy taking an opal off of series, but I don't think you care at this point. You just keep going, keep running. Gotta go fast. Honestly, both players are probably feeling under a lot of pressure right now in terms of the race. Because when you're in one of these races, you have no idea what sort of mistakes your opponent has made. You can only think about the mistakes you've made.
Especially when you're in serious position where you've been in bow hunt for, what, the past 20, 30 minutes? Like,
Yeah.
Any second, they're hitting the done. That's what's going through your mind. Any second now.
Yeah. Without knowing that Sigil got stuck on the Sword of Thunder earlier and is actually a fair bit behind, but you have no way of knowing that. And honestly, while Sigil is behind right now, there is space to catch up with this bow hunt, although it is rapidly dwindling.
You are correct, Fiery Blizzard. Your opponent is always playing absolutely perfectly, and clearly they didn't GG before because something was wrong with the timer. That's all that happened.
Alright, Series is going to go do the Arillis trade-in, it looks like. Yeah, we're in such a rush, we're not even going to bother to clear this poison that we have. Yep, and we're just walking with this poison. We got hit points, it's fine. We'll take a poison boat ride. Yeah, you still take poison damage while you're on the boat.
Oh, I believe that's Psycho Armor. Looked like she was healing me.
It's
You
both.
do heal faster than you die to poison if you stand still.
That's true, and you are standing still on the boat, so...
Nope, no boat dance. Unfortunate. It's probably because it's not the same music.
Well, also, you gotta stand still to get that healing. If you boat dance, you don't get healing.
Oh, that's true.
Alright, Sirius has finally made their way back to Moto 1.
Stomp's
If the
body
boat was here
doubles.
all along, you're gonna feel a little silly.
Oh, yeah!
Here or on Brokahana. Powering, now that you've killed all the bosses.
Oh my god! Ceres killing Stom.
As is tradition. Alright. Ceres figures, hey, we're here anyways, let's go clear out Hydra. Makes sense. Sigil gonna do right side of Stixie and get the hazmat suit that they skipped forever ago.
Yep.
Which is...
honestly, it never feels good when you did something out of logic, and then you find the thing that puts it into logic.
It's like, well, I didn't actually save any time at all. Forget if this theremin is needed, though. I don't think so. I think that's the Flute of Lime. It's nice to have for the hint at the end of the game when you're on this bow and sword hunt, but... or I guess just the bow hunt, because you need the Sword of Wind to be able to use it.
Oh, one pop-up Hydra for a vanilla bow?
Could be. Or is it just Bow on Brokahana and... Finally got a water upgrade.
You just did Madawana and you don't do Brokahana, and it turns out he's got the thing.
Yeah.
Has Dio been done?
Yes.
Okay.
Stell made a comment about turning into someone handsome.
No one has ever lost a race for not doing Dio.
Nope, never. Certainly not at a Final Fantasy Randomizer marathon.
No, not one of the best marathons to ever come out earlier this year. Well, until this one.
Alright, well, let's see if Hydra actually has anything worthwhile. I mean, if you're required to use the Sword of Water in Tower, which our runners are, you're really happy to actually have a water upgrade. At least one. Ideally, you'd want both.
Kind of. I guess that's true. Ideally, you want both in Warrior Ring, and they have Warrior Ring, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Hey! Vanilla Bow!
Alright, so that is series officially in go mode. Just gonna hop into the inn real quick to top off. Level 13, 45 scaling. A lot of the world, it had to be done, but that's how it goes sometimes. Don't accidentally teleport away. Definitely done that before.
Wait, what level is Cerise's Water Sword sitting?
2.
2, okay.
No Blizzard Bracelet, so...
Does she do crypt checks?
I could see an argument for it. You could also just, at this point, you're feeling behind, you just power through with the Warrior Ring and hope that's good enough. Which, to be fair, it looks like it's going to be. I think Sigil is still going to be a little bit before finding that Sword of Wind.
He has so much world to get through. So much painful world.
Yeah, especially if you're in Sigil's position, like, you're probably not wanting to go do Slime Kensu right now. You could make a meta play, though, of, like, Sirius hasn't finished yet, so that means the last sword is somewhere awful. I should just go do Slime Kensu. Or, no, you need to get Carissa Plant first? Did Sigil get Carissa Plant from Saber North?
I don't remember.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Okay.
And that is something some of our top racers will do. Races have been determined by that, by someone making the meta play and going. If it was anywhere else, then they would have finished by now. So it has to be in this furthest location.
Yeah, it's not the sort of thing you can do very often, and also requires knowing your opponent really well, and how they play this particular game, but...
I love watching Sir Archibald races. He's one of the best. If you ever go back and watch our VODs, check out his races from past tournaments. Like, he won't win, but the way he can read his opponent is amazing. He'll make some really killer plays to suddenly cut down, like, half hour to 40 minutes of time. Just because he knows his opponent, what they have and have not done, and what the options are available to him at this time.
Flashing lights warning on Ceres' side, by the way. I'm a little late with that, but we're going to use Sword of Thunder against Dragon here. Dragon's not in the tower, so this is fine.
Yeah, this will be the only flashing lights. Alright. So if we see any more flashing lights, then Cerise is cheating.
Dyna flashes a little bit with Crystalis.
That's true.
But also, I just realized this is the one bracelet Ceres doesn't have. Has all other 3 bracelets. Now, we're doing level 2 strats. Level 2
Yep.
Warrior Ring. Let's do it.
Honestly, I'll admit it now. Past me is a jerk. I do remember that part of this. I honestly don't know where Blizzard Bracelet is in this seed. I never found it. It is super buried. Super buried.
Honestly, it's probably in the Portoa side caves behind that shield ring. Like before that shield ring. It would be my guess, at least.
That'd be a good guess.
Both as somewhere you wouldn't have gone vetting the seed, and somewhere series has not been.
You guys, this is it. The sword you voted for. You wanted them to suffer in tower.
Right, Sigil making their way back into Goa. Maybe forgetting the order of the Goa floors, and because I think it would be faster to go in from the front, but it'll work out. You just got to do a little bit more walking. Oh. Alright, Series has 2 more rings and an opal, and is going all in on Refresh for healing instead of using Barrier to avoid shots, which, reasonable.
It's a play.
There is so much garbage on the screen right now, you can't even see the shots that Series is getting hit by sometimes. Alright, first floor done. This is going to be one of the rougher towers you see, typically. I forget, does the Vetsi tonight have Sword Charge Glitch on but out of logic?
Yes.
Okay.
That's been pretty standard for me to do. It's just a really good showcase of skill.
Yeah.
To know when to do that and why.
And the answer is in tower to use Flame Bracelet or Tornado Bracelet. There are other spots, but...
Yes, this is Captain Herlock. When it comes to tower, never water, and this is slightly worse. But yeah, never water.
Yeah, not getting that last upgrade for Water Sword here is really hurting. Just raw damage output. Even if you chose to use Warrior Ring instead of Power Ring and actual level 3 shots, which I think would be reasonable, just having the Blizzard Bracelet gives you a damage upgrade on the Sword of Water, so it would be an improvement here.
Okay, in my defense, I say yes with a big smile, because watching this, I am having flashbacks of how many of these where you guys have forced this travesty upon me, to have somebody else share in the joy. I have won one of these bid wars, and that was this summer when I had to bid in the middle of the race repeatedly and beg and bribe my way to not end up with another water or tower.
Alright. The series, I think, is now officially out of healing, out of magic rings, out of opals. We gotta get through this last floor with what we've got now, and we might also be seeing a slow Dyna as a result, because I don't think you have enough... You're not gonna have enough MP for Barrier at the end.
I hope Cerise ends with a decent amount of health, just so you don't have to... No damage Dyna.
We've got Fruit of Power. What you could do, if you're in Ceres' spot and you're really desperate, if you manage to make it through the 3rd floor but you don't have enough for Dyna, is you pick up Crystalis, and then you leave tower, you go resupply, and you come back.
I believe this is on the correct branch for that too. So Crystalis will even work outside of tower, so you won't have any nightmare fights coming back.
Well, and in particular, once you get Crystalis, you can just walk up tower. You don't have to actually redo the fights. But you have to pick up Crystalis, because otherwise, you will have to redo tower. And it will suck. Sigil on the Mono 1 fight. Looks like he's picked up his Sword of Wind, so he's on the right track.
No, they're coming back!
Ceres doing some impressive dodges, though.
Ceres... Oh, some left. Awesome. So if some of the robots walk down the escalator, they count as dead. As long as they don't come back. You want as many of them to leave. Yes, leave. Go, friends. Be with your families. Oh my god. Come on!
We're down to one robot.
Come on!
But no MP.
No whammy helicopter. No whammy helicopter.
Okay, Ceres gonna put on Dio's pendant for the walk up to the Crystalis room to get a little bit of MP back. I like that. But we're through tower, and this is a checkpoint, so, like, tower is now done for good. Even if you leave and have to come back for supplies for the Dyna fight, you'll be fine. But also, I imagine Ceres is just feeling under pressure and just gonna try to get through this fight as is.
Slow Dyna?
Yeah, we're going for slow Dyna. We've got a couple of shots of emergency barrier just in case. But that was some good dodging there. Well done.
If she can just get this pod, everything's golden.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Don't stand in the eye and you're good.
Everyone get your GGs out for Ceres with an official time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 43 seconds. Well done.
That was hard earned.
That tower especially was hard earned.
Yes.
Sigil, meanwhile, going into Waterfall Cave for similar reasons that Ceres beelined here. Get this hint, find out that it's Shield Ring, and that you probably get to completely skip both of those caves, which is nice. Nice to know. We'll see if Ceres wants to jump in for a post-race interview or not. GG, Ceres.
GG.
Hey, thank you. I feel like throwing up.
Aw.
That tower was something else. Well done getting through that, because that was not an easy tower climb.
Yeah, I hope my strategies made any kind of sense there.
No, they absolutely did. I think you did great. You know, that was a tower that no one would want to face, having to do it with a level 2 sword because of the bid war. And once you're on level 2 sword, it doesn't matter which sword it is; they all suck.
Yeah, after the Carissa plant snafu, I didn't feel like I had a lot of wiggle room for time. I'm just glad that I didn't miss the Sword of Wind directly, because I don't know if that Carissa plant I would have been in a hurry to turn it in.
Yeah, I will say you were actually ahead for a good portion of it because Sigil missed early on going up Mount Hydra to get the one free check on the upper ledge, which ended up being the key to Stixie, which led to the Sword of Thunder, and things cascaded on from there. Sigil ended up doing a hell run out of logic as a result, and really the only thing he got from it was teleport early, which was nice, but ended up being completely irrelevant for logic.
Oh, I would have killed for teleport earlier.
Well,
Yeah,
it was available. All you had to do was do a hell run.
we saw your shopping sprees for your shoe collection there.
Yeah, it's always bad when the starting town doesn't have warp boots, because then you have to make sure you don't run out, and then you're stuck doing the walk of shame from Leaf to somewhere that sells them.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I was feeling really good coming out of Goa, and then it just all kind of came to a crawl, which ended up just being my fault.
It happens. Definitely, we've all missed a spot before. I've missed that exact spot in races before, because it is really easy when you're coming from the Portoa side, going through the back, to fight the boss and then just continue down the mountain like nothing's happened. And
I'm just
to duck back into that room.
Yeah, I'm just so thankful that the Portoa region caves were wind blocked, because then I didn't get tricked into doing them.
That's actually the kicker that made this valid for me when I was doing my test runs, because this one was really rough, except there is so much wind blocked that it actually kind of funnels you through the harder sections.
Yeah. So where was that last piece of the Blizzard bracelet?
I have no idea.
Don't know.
I never found it.
We suspect it's in those Portoa side caves, like before you get to the shield ring. But yeah, otherwise, no clue. Sigil didn't find it either. So.
Oh, we got the bow. That was record time for considering everything else.
Yeah, I think Sigil did go to Moto 1 much faster than Series did, which helped. Because you go from Moto 1 and then you go straight into Mount Hydra and get all those checks.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about Moto 1 at a certain point. I'm like, oh, I do need to kill him.
It is a good thing you remembered Carmine, though, because I can see it being very easy to forget. You get Sword of Wind off of Slime Kensu, and forget that you haven't killed Carmine yet.
Yeah, no, that was a really good play. With many a person has lost a race because they've spaced Carmine.
Yeah, my tracker actually was broken at a certain point. It didn't matter too much, but even though I knew I killed Carmine, he was blank on my tracker, and I was so paranoid because far better runners than I have gotten all the way to Dragon and gone, something doesn't seem right.
Is he getting a pizza for our movie night? What's happening?
Speaking of, did Sigil kill Carmine? At some point I stopped watching Sigil's side as much. I was watching Theresa's progress, so I didn't notice when Sigil got the Sword of Wind if he jumped down into the pit to kill Carmine right away.
Hopefully?
Hopefully. We're about to find out.
Oh, Sigil's gonna check the... Okay, we need to teach Sigil just drop there. If you just dropped on that pit, it drops you right in front of the item. So you can grab it and fly out if you're doing item checks.
Oh, you need to teach me that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't aware of that?
No.
Yeah, instead of flying down to the stairs, you actually go up and fall down the upper pit. You end up right in front of that chest, and then you can just walk out.
Okay, so you take that paralysis and you go do paralysis Kensu. And then, is that your Blizzard bracelet? It probably gives you something else.
Well, I think you also need to do the other check in Crypt here, because wasn't Love Pendant back here too?
It was, yeah.
And I think that's the only trade-in we haven't seen, so...
I mean, if you knew for sure that this would give you the Blizzard bracelet, it would probably still be faster than doing what I did.
Yeah.
But there's still plenty of bad stuff it could be.
Yeah.
But I imagine neither of our sufferings will compare to what the vets have to do later.
Oh,
We'll see.
yeah. I might have just donated and in an incredible fit of guilt and after watching you guys play.
I was going to mention that, but I was waiting for a brief moment to come in here with that one. We did get $100 from Mashima with put this to Fire Sword for later. Maybe I feel a little regretful now. Maybe. GG Sierras and Sigil, you guys are troopers.
I will say I really regretted my my flagrant disregard for the importance of opals. Because I sort of felt at a certain point, like I've done all the hard bosses, but having opals for tower would have made it a lot faster.
Yeah, that's true. I did notice you like just completely ignore some opal cracks, which honestly I didn't think anything of at the time, but should have realized that. Oh right, tower's coming and is going to be a nightmare.
Well, you guys can go ahead and put all the money on Water Sword. This is to alleviate my guilt, so I can say, I offered you an out, and you guys wanted pain and suffering.
Hopefully Sigil at least has the warrior ring.
Yeah, Sigil did go pick it up off the ocean, so...
Sword is best sword. What sword do you want to see tonight, Cerise? After going through this and seeing how bad a water sword seed can be.
I don't think we really got to see... We didn't get to see the fun part of the water sword. You know, I do like seeing a blizzard bracelet tower. We just sort of had a miserable sound effect tower, combined with the miserable... You know, I was all prepared. I had my notepad. I was ready for whatever weird stuff you were going to throw at us for this seed. But this was pure evil. For anyone who's not aware that this is not what the music is supposed to sound like.
Oh yeah, the music is randomized in its GBC. But it's randomized between the GBC, so proper parts aren't put onto proper sections.
The tower music felt a little awkward. What's that song, the like elephant song that's in the files? I would have loved a tower climb
Baby
with
elephant?
that. Yeah.
The elephant one, yeah.
Yeah, if you were still sitting on 3 opals at this point, you could just put on the power ring and just kind of go to town. It'd still be a kind of slow go to town, but it'd be go to towner than this. Hopefully Sigil gets lucky and gets some of the robots to walk down the stairs.
Those helicopters.
I mean, they're the mosquito of this section. They're the real boss.
Absolutely. Sigil is getting some good use out of barrier here. Gonna run out of MP though. I didn't get a feel for... Okay, Sigil has a ton of magic rings, so this should be fine.
Can you barrier those big shots?
Yeah. You can barrier everything on tower. It's just some of the Dyna shots that you can't barrier.
That probably would have been good for me to know when I started my tower.
Yeah, if you're using Thunderstore to strat Axeman uses, that works really well. That you'll need to practice if you want to do it. You do a level 3 Thunder Shot, and then while that's going on, on the white robots, you do a level 3 Thunder Shot while they're coming out, and then you position yourself just below them and stab up with Barrier active, and you can get them wedged and hit them all while the Thunder Shot's going and stabbing them. and it kills them incredibly fast, but if you don't line yourself up correctly, then the shots will spawn inside you and just bypass the barrier altogether. So it's fast, but risky if you don't have your positioning correct.
Definitely requires some practice. I have not tried to even learn this strat yet.
Got a chance for a quick donation in here, hopefully.
Oh, please do.
Code Gorilla coming in with $100 saying, I don't feel any guilt at all. $100 on Water Sword for tonight, please.
See, this isn't on me at all anymore. It's all Code Gorilla.
I accept my blame and my guilt. Mashima may have vetted all the seeds for tonight, but I rolled all of them.
People want the Blizzard bracelet.
Oh, and if you guys have any sort of like, moments with tonight's mystery change, you can blame Code for that too. Code is the one that programmed our little spicy addition.
This is true.
Yeah, he made it. He gave me a stack of seeds and said, go ahead and vet out of this. And so I went through and I found the best, we'll say, of that bunch.
Am I allowed to make a guess?
You can make a guess, but we won't confirm or deny.
Okay.
Nope.
Individual shuffled walls.
Cannot confirm or deny.
For when you really want Fog Lamp Cave to be worse.
At that point, Fog Lamp Cave basically just requires all 4 swords.
This one that has a lot of walls. I think it's just Fog Lamp Cave. I was trying to think of a better one. I know the sword charge glitch in Goa with WM for randomize can turn Sabra's floor into an absolute nightmare, as you have to walk in, find out that you need to charge different sword, go in with sword charge to hit another barrier, to need a different sword charge, to come back to need another sword charge.
And then you get to Motto's floor and Carmine's floor and you realize you need 2 more sword charges and you gotta walk all the way back to Kelpes's floor. This is why we don't put sword charge glitch actually in logic for anything.
It's specifically because of that hellish nightmare.
Now, to anyone out there interested in playing Crystalis, you don't have to do these evil things. This is just for the people who have been playing it for ages. I promise it's a very friendly community until you're one of the vets.
Now, unfortunately, it does look like we are a little bit over on time, so I think for schedule reasons, we might have to wrap this up a little bit early. Dark Moon, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
We are right up against it, yeah, unfortunately. I know he's really close to the end. I'm like hoping that we can finish up soon. How many more floors do we have here?
This is the 3rd floor, so this is the last floor. He kills these robots and then he goes and fights the final boss.
Okay,
and we'll probably just skip the post-match interview.
Yeah, we can play it out to the end boss, and then I'll transition out at that point.
Okay.
It should be even faster than mine because he has enough for barrier.
Yeah.
So it's totally free.
With Opal, yeah, he's good. This will go fast.
Alright, Sigil has made it through the tower.
Yes, Suri said, we promise this is a very fun game. There are much, much, much easier settings that make this fun. None of the tricks are that hard. You can watch a video for like 2 minutes and then be able to do any of the glitch tricks.
Yeah, the Fake Flight is probably the most difficult one that actually sees regular play in races.
Yeah, but once you know roughly the setup, you just repeat it until you get it.
Yeah. It's just finicky.
Right, get your GGs out for Sigil. And, popping that opal at the last second there, but... Hey, that's why you have the opals.
That's his victory opal.
All right, guys.
And I believe
well,
that's going to wrap it us for this race. Thank you so much for having us, Dark Moon.
You're quite welcome.
And
thank you guys for showing up. I am sorry to cut us off, but we do need to start getting ready for the next one, so we're going to move on at this point. But thank you guys, and for everyone watching, we're going to set up for the Final Fantasy V Career Day race, and we will be back shortly.